Namaste. So let us begin this topic today. We are often discussing, listening, or finding ourselves saying that I am in the mind, or I want to be out of mind, or I am out of mind now into myself. What it means to be in the mind, what it means to be out of mind. Let us try to deeply look into it, because this matter seems to be something most important and not being understood well yet. As if it is not being understood well. Let us look deeply. Let us understand deeply what it means to be in the mind in this spiritual context. In the mind means in the ego mind, and what it means to be out of ego mind, and uh, what it means to be in ourselves. Let us look deeply into it today. I feel it can be very useful because it is connected to being in our being, living in the self that we are, living as the self that we are. Let me just share one or two things, and then every one of you is welcome to talk, and we explore together. So mind has two faculties in my understanding. One is the functional. It serves the functional. Uh, mm, it serves the functions or the activities which are required by the self that we are in the life. So this is the functional part of mind where we have the training, how to drive a car, a bike, talk to people, academics and everything. No, all of that is there. Mixed with that maybe or separate from it. There is another faculty of mind is called ego mind, which has nothing to do with any function particularly. How to do something is not the faculty or not the actually in this domain. No, it's not in this domain. It is mainly who I am, who I was basically at any point of time, who I was when I was doing this. Who we were. That is the faculty which is maintained by the ego mind. No? So whenever, let's say, we are sensing somebody is praising us, it is that ego mind which looks and sees that, hey, collectively, my self image does not really say that this person should praise me or say such good words for me, and this person is doing so. It means this person is praising me, like this. This is how it is evaluated internally. Or somebody is not praising, like bringing down our image, then also like this. And I feel that this is kind of a practical thing. It's not something bad, no? Like if somebody brings our image too down, it is going to affect our mm, relation with life also in a way, in the practical sense, like finance or best possibilities of you know getting job and getting married or anything else like this also, isn't it? Then where is that mind we are suggested to go out of? Where is that mind? Actually, it is that ego mind only. But we need to understand well what is that ego mind and how it does that job, how it keeps us in a way, like this. So there are two things which core of the two things of the ego mind. One is the self-image, which does not let us live the truth of who we are, because we feel that this image is what I am. Ho- However, we don't notice that how can I know myself in the form of an object which is in the mind? You see, we don't notice that when we are not conscious enough or present enough. We don't notice that what I'm knowing inside myself in the name of myself, how I can be that, and how I can be the knower of that at the same time. We are the knower of what we think we are about ourselves, and also we are that which we think we are. through thinking, through self-image, in the mind. So this does not let us live the truth of who we are. This is the biggest challenge, created by the ego mind. One. Second challenge is it keeps us continuously engaged, in the sense of it creates that environment where we continuously remain engaged. Mainly because we think that I am myself anyway, it's just a matter of everything else. Let me think about everything else now. I don't need to think about myself. No. Self-inquiry actually for the first time invites us to think about ourselves. However, thinking about ourselves cannot really answer the question that who we are. Just by living who we are will answer this, no. But thinking about who we are highlights that I'm thinking about myself and believing that I'm knowing myself, no. So this internal process which is going on, what we can call a thought or a thought process of ego, self internally in the thought, is highlighted through self-inquiry. Who I am. Then we think, oh my God, I never thought who I am. First time we realize that I never thought actually in this language that who I am. I'm living from an assumption about myself continuously and everything. And from there I'm deciding that what is right, what is wrong for me, what is good and what is bad for me, what is beneficial, what is not beneficial for me, like that. So these are the two component, continuous engagement. So because we are not able to take a break from the mind, we are not able to live the truth of who we are. Because we are living in an assumption that of who we are, also it doesn't happen to us that why should I know who I am? I already know. No? So this is the challenge of this ego mind and what is being out of it. Anybody can talk now. Deepa, if you want to talk, you can talk.
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
Uh, what I have understood so far about the mind and no mind state is the feeling part. Whenever you feel something, you get caught up in the mind. And what I've seen is, or what I've observed, is that yes, I have felt being in the no mind state, but then at the same time, situations test you where you have felt so much, and then I have felt being in the mind state again, but then gave me an opportunity to work on why I was in the mind state or why I was feeling too much about a particular situation. And then slowly, gradually, after seeing or after, seeing the blind spots, getting out of it or just untying the knots. Can you say more about this? If my understanding is right, or I can do something more about it. Yeah.
I am not very clear about your expression, your sharing. Let me try to understand. Feeling. You say that whenever I feel anything, that time I will go to the mind, to the ego mind now. I would say that is it not true that whenever you feel anything as ego, as false self, that time you will go to the mind. Whenever you feel anything as yourself, you will not go to the mind. Or no?
Yes, you are right in saying that.
So feeling anything is not the hook. Living as the false self is the hook in this case to get into the mind. So whenever we are not living as ourselves, that time we will go into the mind, because mind is that place where the false self has been created and being maintained. Then why would you not go there? If our starting point is false self, then our home has to be the ego mind, no? Isn't it? However, if our starting point is our true self, then our present moment will be our home. No? Present moment, like, okay, let's see. And in this present moment, ego mind is also there with its all potential and possibilities. But we are not going there because fundamentally, we don't need to define ourselves based on who we were. We don't need to define ourselves in that when we are living as the true self, we don't need to define ourselves based on who we were. No, who we are is more than sufficient. But whenever we are living as a false self, who we were is very important. More important than who we are. You see? So do you feel that this is the direction, no?
Yes, definitely. And it's like, you know, basically the false self is dying and you are recognizing it. So it's an opportunity to let the false self die totally if you understand it rather than clinging to the false self, right?
Yes, yes, totally. Because false self is our long-lived habit, but who we are is not a habit. We don't need to be our own habit, no. And even if we are our own habit, but it is a very good habit because this habit is what is going to bring us to more joy, more freshness, more self-knowing, more rootedness into the truth, more freedom from everything else also. You know, like freedom to be, freedom to live. No? Can you feel the joy in my words? Freedom to be, like I just am. Whatever is going on inside, outside, I just am. Like freedom to be and freedom to live. Freedom to live everything as it is. No? This is the reward of truth, living the truth of who we are. No? Freedom to be, freedom to live. No? Before that, neither we are free to be nor we are free to live. Ego mind is going to decide what we will be and what we will live. That's why we feel suffocated. That I don't want to. Like like there are sayings in the personal life that we are continuously doing what we don't want to do and we are not doing what we want to do. Who is doing that? It is the self caught up in the ego state, feeling the imprisonment and the helplessness in a way. Saying this. So the best would be to recognize the method, understand the process, what exactly is ego mind, where it is, what is false self, where it is. You are the false self, you are the true self. You are the true self living as the false self. If you start living as the true self, you will stop living as the false self. As soon as you will stop living as the false self, the power of the false self will start draining out. The mind in general, mind is like a torch. I saw a torch, which is a dynamo torch. There is a crank here. You have to crank it like shh, like this. Then it will have some charge for some time. Then without doing anything, you can use it like this. But it is a very good thing because let's say we are going on a high altitude, very cold weather or things like this, where battery dies very quickly. That time it will work. So it's a nice thing. But my mind is like this. We have cranked the mind too much for too long. That's why it keep working like this. But if you just don't do anything with it, its battery, like basically its charge drains very quickly. You know. And method of that is what is meditation. Meditation, the core meditation is that method in which we are living the truth of who we are while not giving more, not cranking the mind anymore, so that its power is draining out by itself. Its charge is dying by itself. No? Its charge has two things containing. One is the sense of who we are. Another is a possibility, like a hooks, to engage us continuously. And both we are free now. So at the moment when we are meditating, actually we are free from the false self and free from the engagement with the ego mind also. Only one thing need to be done: just keep living who we are here, without knowing who we are, without defining who we are, but we know we are. Just living the truth of who we are, just sitting, not doing anything, living the truth of being. This one single thing solves actually fundamental problem of getting imprisoned in the mind, ego mind, and not able to get out of it. No? Here, I think you need to notice a little bit that as if we still have some kind of attachment to the old way of being. Like the life situations are much less really requiring or asking us to be the false self than we are ready to be. You know? We ourselves are seeking for those, unknowingly, of course, unknowingly we are seeking for those kind of situations where life is so difficult. I don't think I can meditate here. What are you talking about? I'm supposed to be really functioning well here, than just sitting in myself, and that's where we need to be little alert that why I'm supporting, why I'm trying to save the ego self, why I'm supporting those opportunity activities of life, or you know mm, state of life, being inside, or movement of thought or feeling also up to some degree. So what do you feel?
You're so right to say this. uh, I've also observed that the false self tries so hard to to just make you stay in that state. But the thing is that, like you said, meditation or breathing can only help you out. So it is very important to just stay where you are, and only then you can see the knots where there are, and then you can unhook yourself. Otherwise there's no other way out. You'll get stuck forever in that loop.
Yes, yes. Many people, so many beings on earth, they are stuck almost forever. And almost their age is finishing, life is finishing, and they are. And I'm not talking about those who are not aware of it. That's okay. Many people are not aware of it. Some who are aware of it also, and still, because it is so subtle. It's such a subtle game, such a subtle way of getting caught up. No? One thing that I feel also will help a lot. That is understandings. Like our understandings in the mind are like threads, and they are just entangled like this, and they can be braided so nicely. Like you will feel like, oh, like suddenly life will become so peaceful in a way in the mind. What we can call peaceful mind basically is a well-maintained understandings in the mind, and it will help so much. Like it will be the mind in a way, not mind, but in a way, in the mind state we ourselves will feel the need to go beyond mind into the heart. No? Like because we know in the heart I'm tasting joy, in the mind I'm not. It's very simple thing. Like what kind of special spiritual expertise or understanding or states we need for this? It's a simple thing. In the mind I suffer, I struggle, in the heart I feel joy. No? So understandings very, very important. And understandings are not really in the mind as such. They're like somewhere in between. They are in the user of the mind actually. I'm talking about the core understandings about the spiritual work, core understanding about ego, core understanding about who we are, core understanding about suffering, how we suffer, what is joy, where it is, core understandings about these things only, not every understanding. All the rest of the understanding can be still there, and this is our personal call in a way, individual call that do I want to live a very managed life or I want to live a not so managed life, practical life. But I'm talking about the core understandings of spirituality when they are balanced, like braided, like nicely maintained. Then let's say a imaginary situation, which is not imaginary. There are many of us who are like this now also. That mind is very stable now. What is stable mind? Basically, the understandings are quite stable. They are not continuously shaking or changing. They are not crossing or cancelling each other also. They are supporting each other now as a whole. Then when I say, let's do heart breathing, you will know that yes, this is good for me, this is what I want, and you will be able to do it also. Before that, I'm trying to do. I don't know what is happening. What do you mean by I'm trying to do? You see what I mean? Before that, we are like this. I don't know. I'm trying. I'm not succeeding. I'm trying. I'm not succeeding. No. That's not really not necessary. We can just become little more conscious in the mind, not watching the mind so much, but more watching ourselves. You know. So this can help really. But this heart breathing, I always want to mention that it's the most simple, immediate way to come to the heart from the mind. But the problem is not that we are not able to come to the heart. The problem is that we are not able to remain in the heart, and that is where we need to solve this mystery. Why we are not able to remain in the heart? Because of misunderstandings in the mind, or the understandings are not correct. I have to attend this thought right now. Why? You see, the one who understands everything need to become stable. That hey, impulsiveness is not the way. Flowing through the feelings is not the way. Actually, stopping and understanding things and taking decisions is the way. No, like this. It's very good. No, thank you. Very nice conversation with you.
So rightly said. And it's like earlier I used to just, blame it on why this is happening to me, why this situation coming. Now I'm like, whenever I get caught up in the thoughts, wait. Like I just say to myself, do I need to think about it? Why am I thinking about it? Now the questions have changed of the scenarios, and then suddenly it changes. So I think that, the overthinking part, and it can be done by anyone. What I feel is that just that we need to question it in the right manner,
Correct. Very correct. Yes, yes.
right? So yeah, that untangles me, and then it gives me a breather to understand, okay, I don't need to go to extremes. I just need to remain balanced. It will fall into place automatically. I don't need to do so much and waste my energy.
Yeah. And this is actually very right direction uh, towards the truth. Because we all actually have to move from the sense of doer to the sense of being. While the doing becomes better and better, but the sense of doer reduces, like disappears, fades away more and more. While the sense of being starts revealing itself. No? And at some point, you will feel that actually I don't have to correct anything. Everything is happening in the right way through my body, mind, and everything. You see what I mean? Meaning, even if correction is necessary, it happens on the fly. Not so much of a practices or trainings or some sessions are required for it. So what happens in this case? Energies may have not changed so much, but the one who is living them is awake now. You see? And this one is the one who actually introduces many distortions in every action. Now it stops introducing distortions. It just stops. It just remains. And energies start becoming so harmonious actually. And they start sensing the flow of existence and they start following it so that we can get best from every moment. No? Because what is the purpose of doing anything if not getting the best from this moment and every moment? No? And that's where the egoic doing and non-egoic doing also can be can be understood. Egoic doing is for ego. I am doing it. I is the driving force here, and if I is not there, that drive is not there to do. No? But the way of the being of doing is very different. It is in kind of in joyful sync, in joyful resonance with the existential way, where existence is trying to create opportunities and life flow for everyone in such a way that we can get maximum from every moment. without any competition or crossing each other's lines or cancelling each other's rewards and flogging. No? Thank you. It's very, very good.
Thank you so much. I feel that we all are such a beautiful creation of that. It's like, wow, what a,
Actually,
like you
I
get in
totally feel
awe
what you are
every
saying. Yeah,
time.
yeah. I feel always this. I thought that finally another one saying also. Thank you. It's nice, really. We have to, like, when you were saying that I say to myself in the mind, it is very good that you say to yourself like this in the mind, you know, because in the name of sometime watching our thought or things like this, we are just not letting the change happen. And in the name of simple thing that let me just say to myself, you are bringing that change which is required. No, I like it. It's very good. In the same way, I feel we need to say sometime that what a mm, masterpiece creation we are, no, of this source of life. No? Yes, we are actually, but we don't know really how we can get maximum from this moment. We don't know our destiny also, by the way, because we are in the middle. Like we were like a seed, and we are slowly moving towards our destiny. But here we are in the middle. We don't really know this, but something inside us knows what knows this, and something inside us, mean our own being inside, knows how to connect to that thing, how to trust that thing, and how to let that thing drive or guide and intuitively, help me flow in the right way, like this. That thing is that source of life. No?
So truly said that we don't know that how to get maximum out of a situation or scenario, because it's like we were always off sync with the creation itself, and we were thinking that no, we can do so much, but let the creation fall in sync, I guess. Then it's like you can become part of a larger.
Like,
Yes.
exactly. We are part of the wholeness. If we take ourselves to be the wholeness, it's a mistake. If we discover that I am part of the like vast oneness or wholeness of being, then it's a real thing. It's all about living the reality. It's not about anything else really. It's not about believing things. It's not about not believing them too. No. It's about just discovering the truth that I am part of the vastness. Yeah. And that excitement immediately begins. Now, like there will be no time now, you will not be excited. Yeah. This is that treasure that we discover at some point. Thank you. Very, very nice.
I have one more thing to say. Uh, I feel that even the planetary alignments, most of us don't uh, get fullness of it just because of this, right?
Yes, it is true. Because everything in some way is very magically happening, and we are getting minimum from everything basically, or sometimes mostly nothing also. We are more against it, no? So you are very right. Everything is like a love affair going on here. It's all love actually that is going on, and we just as allow it. What we call devotion basically is nothing but opening our heart for that divine love, that presence of the source in every one of us, guiding us like what is the right way. And there is a wrong way also, which is being guided through the ego mind. Wrong way also there. And you will find something very magical here in the heart, in the being, that you will know so much more than you have known in the mind. ever. And yet you will not have that kind of feeling that I have known everything now. And in the mind, we don't really know anything, and yet we have such confirmation and conclusions that I know everything. Thank you. Very, very nice.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your freshness every time. Thank you.
We are living this freshness together. As you are interested also, I'm interested, we live, no, like this. It is exactly same thing being done, being lived and being discussed. You know what I mean? So we are living the truth also when we are discussing the truth. So it's the same model of living the truth. The self is living itself in the form of me, in the form of you, or we are allowing the higher, the universe or the source to kind of guide us even here also, even about these topics also. You see, it's very integrated thing. It's a real thing. Satsang is a real thing. It's not a discussion happening about something. No, it's not. It's so much more than that actually. That's why anybody who is present in satsang immediately start getting benefited. Immediately, because the vibration of truth is here, the pointing to the truth is here, the presence of truth is here, the light of truth is here also. You know, the thirst for truth is here in the form of our thirst for it in the heart. So all those things are here where the highest of life can be possible and is possible every time it is happening like this in satsang. No? This is that freshness actually. Freshness is the actual freshness. It's not an imagination of freshness. Oh yeah, how fresh it is. No, no, don't believe. Just don't believe anything. Don't be in the mind. Just be present here and then you see the freshness of the satsang. No? So thank you, thank you. God bless you. Very nice. Anna, you want to say something?
Namaste. Good morning.
Good morning, Ji.
Again, a bullseye satsang. Really like exactly what I need. Amazing. It is just, this synchronicity is just so beautiful and I'm so grateful. Before I say what my question is, I just wanted to also praise how we started the last satsang. And I'm not saying it has to be like this, but it is just beautiful when we start from just the practical. We were breathing together and we did the heart breathing, and then immediately, just like the whole satsang was. I'm not saying now it's also harmonious. It has a different dynamic, but it was just it is really beautiful. Now also when the retreat starts, we will start with meditation, and thank you for that. It is really beautiful.
I also always feel that this is one of the best way to start the satsang, but it just sometime happens, sometime doesn't. You know, like that kind of call is taken collectively every time. This is the beauty of the satsang also, and this is kind of a fix, like a you can say it's not like a fixed thing, cannot be predicted also so much. Yeah, but I do understand and appreciate that, and I agree that what you are saying is yes, it is true.
I know. It is. We are all different, and everything changes anyway. So the flow will dictate how it's going to be. But it was beautiful. Just saying. So what I'm observing lately is what is still, even when I'm in the deepest meditation, in the deepest beautiful flow, what is still making me feel as me? Like what is still this, what is sitting, what is in satsang, who is that? Like what is the characteristic of the of the one, except for just the body, which is like a factual thing, what is still here. And this week I had something happen because I had to go to the doctor and I had an injection, and it was not directly meant to have that effect, but for one evening all the pain stopped. Like all the pain, that is a pain that I've been living with, physical, for many, many years, like 15 years, it just stopped. And that created, I was in so much bliss. And I thought that I'm on drugs, but it was, and I went to check if this injection is actually like a drug or something, because it was just amazing. And it's not, it was just that the pain stopped. And then I realized that like I got so used to pain that and it became part of my life in such a way that it was not considered that like it has to go away or that it is something wrong. And then I was inquiring into what is it and what is bringing it, and it is something that I have never observed because it is so deeply conditioned with an upbringing and with a life that I've led, which is just like being a good soldier. And even when I'm sitting here and when I wake up for satsang, it is also just this good soldier that shows up. And I don't know anything else, but I'm just praying because it was so beautiful, even if it was for just one evening, to be able to slowly, I mean, I'm already taking steps in exercise towards it and to relax some things that, but I know it is internal. It's not FOMO, it's not like fear of missing out, it is just an upbringing of being proper, being straight, taking the pain. Like this, even in the spiritual books, they say something about long suffering and so on. So maybe you can say a few words about it, and I'm grateful for today. Thank you.
In the spiritual understanding, we have many misunderstandings actually. At some point, I feel we can and we should together discuss and kind of decode them in a way or simplify them in a way. Like many teachers have tried this, and we should also try this. No? Like this is, I'm saying, one of them is suffering. It is true that suffering is something that can be or will be understood or like this. Suffering basically is not really what we think it is, first of all. Suffering is not really connected to pain or any other experience actually. Suffering is not an experience in the first place. It is something else. Meaning I'm talking about the suffering in the soul in the spiritual context. That suffering basically is a sense of stillness in life, sense that I'm not really getting much out of life now. Like that lack of excitement when happens. Like life is more monotonous, like just going on like this by itself. This is actually suffering in the soul, which when accumulates more and more and more, at some point we realize that no, I have to do something about it. Life cannot continue like this anymore. What happens is that the soul was very nicely living its own existence, its own being, without knowing who we are, and living everything from there, and everything was the excitement. And then somehow something happened slowly. Like the soul started taking much more memory, understandings and everything in the mind level, and then from there it started taking a shape of a person, and it started living as that person also, and like this it got disconnected from its own self and disconnected from the way of the being to live life also. And now it is just trying to find that it is okay, but maybe a little bit something I do like this and then I will go back there. It is okay. Maybe I do a little bit like this and then I will go there. And it doesn't go there. And then slowly it start realizing that no. So this basically, this is what is actual suffering. No? At some point, the soul will stop that, no, I have to stop. Like I have taken a wrong route now. About the entire life. It's not about small things. No. I have to stop. I stop means I have to stop and examine, like totally deeply. I have to question everything in a way, internally. What I'm doing, why I'm doing, where I'm, like this. And one more thing, other thing about pain, that you experience the joy, the bliss, I can correlate with it. In the similar way, the soul is experiencing pain of not living itself. But so subtle, but so continuous. Like it is mixed with everything. It is like mixing poison in everything that we are experiencing. And that's why when that is removed, you feel, oh my God, what is happening to me? Like why everything is so good? Why everything is so good? Like everything is same really, like Miriam, you were reporting recently, very similar thing. Like everything is same, but not same. It's just getting better and better. I don't know what is going on. This is where we feel what we call joy or bliss of being. Bliss of being was there, but there was just something, here, like in not letting it, let it be experienced. And when the soul was living in this kind of internal pain, continuously struggle, that was emitted or added to everything that we were experiencing also. And once it is gone, you feel like, oh, how amazing is that? And I say, even for one evening, if you can experience freedom, then you will know that there is a possibility, and then I can do all the work and can actually have it forever. No, like once we know that there is a possibility of truth, knowing of the truth of who we are, or there is a possibility of living the joy in our heart. Once we have tasted it first time, let's say, then afterward we can do everything to understand that why I lose it, how to get it back, and everything. No? Then work can be done about it. Understandings will help, practice will help also, both. The way of the ego will not help here, obviously. Because it is the way of the ego through which we are not living it. Now, through the way of ego, we cannot do sadhana to know it, to understand it, or to live it. No. Now, we have to get out of the way of the ego, adopt the way of the being, and through that do some practice, some correction, some change. No. Do you see? Which is not really a big deal. It's not a big thing really. Everyone is a being. We just still have too much hope or belief in the ego mind that we are not seeing that fault in a way, that mistake of the fundamental mistake of the ego mind. Let me just share with you something very simple. It's something else now, okay? There are two ways to approach life. One is living it as it is, another is guessing about it, guessing. The ego mind basically is the way of guessing. We are guessing continuously what life is, what this moment is, what this thing is, what my body is, what my breath is, what my heart is, what my mind is, what my soul is, what awakening is, what enlightenment is, what nirvana is, and everything. Guessing, we are just guessing, trying to guess. This is the way of ego mind. This is the way of ego. Guessing is the way of the ego. Living is the way of the being. And this is where we need to choose basically. If we don't choose clearly, we keep mixing these two things. While we in satsang able to live the truth, and then immediately we start guessing. What happened? What is happening to me? What I'm knowing right now? What I'm living right now? Or why I don't experience it when I'm outside of satsang, for example. The very common question. Like, yes, some kind of magic happens in satsang. What exactly is that? Can somebody tell me, please? We guess like this. Like, if I can just know the formula of this magic, I can do it at home. Why I need to come to satsang? No? Like this. So that's all I could say. I hope that it will help you in some way.
I don't know what to do with this insight that I had now. I mean, life as it is, in my case, it's like there is a lot of responsibility, and I know only either taking care of things or not. I mean, and not is not really an option, because then, yeah, even bigger trouble, like not taking care of the body, then in the end it causes bigger troubles, which then in the end affect also the spiritual life and so on. So if I'm again just observing it, this
No, no.
soldier,
I
that
have
is
some.
also, you said exactly, yes, please,
I
yes.
have something to say. What is this? Is that Kabir says like this that चलती चाकी देख के दिया कबीरा रोए दो पाटन के बीच में बाकी बचा ना कोई मीनिंग कबीर said that looking at a mill like a mill where we grind the wheat and everything there are basically two pieces of stone and between the two Kabir looking at this Kabir is crying that nobody can be saved between these two like this. What does it mean is that life is a duality, continuous duality, not in the sense of like fighting with each other, but in the sense of it is crushing each other, like crushing the in between the like like it is like crushing of the of friction of the opposites. Basically, life is a friction between the opposite, creating the momentum. If you come in between the two, you will be crushed too. Just don't come in between. Just remain free as the being. No? Don't come in between. Why you believe that you are the doer of it? Have a look. Just stop. See. You feel, oh, okay. I'm not the doer of it. I just am. So this I is what is crushed actually, and this I is what is asking also in a way, or causing you to ask this question that what to do, I don't know. You don't need to do anything. Life is already doing everything. No? You need to just little more wake up. Neither resist to life nor try to help life. Let life do the things. No? And this letting life do the thing is the actual one simple and very sure method of removing the ego, subtle ego. Like unless you are anything and anyone, you will be crushed between the two. Doesn't matter what those two will be, whether worldly and spiritual or anything else. No, this is the point. Unless you come to the truth of who you are, which is basically what is nothingness, emptiness of being. Emptiness is not an experience that we can have. Emptiness is what we are, who experiences everything. No? So if you don't try to save yourself, in another way I'm saying, just to, if it, if you don't try to save yourself from this moment at all, don't try to save yourself from this moment, then see what happens. Right now, see what happens. Like let yourself meet this moment fully and see what happens. This is what is self-knowing. Self-knowing happens when we don't save ourselves from this moment. Joy happens, bliss happens, freedom happens. This is what happens. How we save ourselves from this moment, this we should understand also.
What I could see now is that going inside, going deep, or being with the breath, it's this non-doer. And then everything outside is like pulling, it's the doing. It's like the life, and I could still see this duality between being in the moment, meeting this moment, and then the outside forces, or like the used to way of being, trying to pull out from it.
Yes, yes. So what is actually happening here is that there is there is something called out. That something called out is what we can call the collective pool of ego energy or ego mind, which everybody is sharing, living, contributing to it also, taking from it also, contributing to it also. Like everyone who is living in the ego mind state is a user of it and contributor to it also up to some degree. No? So that is what is outside of yourself. But that is not outside so much. That is inside yourself also. It is inside our own ego mind. And that is mainly because of our image about who we are. If you can be practical, like if you can care about doing, perfection of doing more than the doer that you are that time, then the self-image will start reducing. You know, the ego image or self-image is more connected to sense of doer, not connected to doings. If you can devote yourself to the doings more and trying to perfect your doing, because it is like this is your responsibility in this moment, the sense of doer will reduce, and so will reduce this sense of struggle, confusion that here or there. There is one life, there is just one moment. It's not spiritual or non-spiritual. It is divine. It is divine. It is divine really. And you can feel this divinity, this beloved, my beloved here, and you will feel that it is worth doing all the things in my life now, as long as I can feel the presence of my beloved inside me all the time when I'm walking, doing everything. No, you will feel it's all right. Bring it up, like anything. Bring it on. I'm fine. All the challenges. You see, this is the thing. But the sense of doer saved by you is what I'm saying, that don't save yourself from this moment. Devote yourself to this moment fully, whether it is a responsibility of doing something in practical life or a spiritual activity like this right now. You know. So thank you. I think it will help you. I clearly feel that it will help you. No?
So the sense of a doer is this subtle thinking that still follows the action sometimes if I'm not very vigilant.
Yes.
This is what the, okay.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you.
it is correct.
Yes,
Totally, it is like this. Like sense of doer is our old way of living. Sense of doer is the egoic way of living. Doing is not a problem. Being is the truth of who we are. Doing is the life flow. Like a play, divine play, no? Where life is challenging itself. Life is not challenging you. You are life. Your body, mind, everything is life. It is life flow is challenging the form of life that you are. The flow of life is challenging the form of life that you are. Let this meeting happen deeply and fully, fearlessly. Stay as who you are. You will discover as who you are, by the way, if you remain in the present. And let this meeting happen. No? This is what is samagrata, totality. Totality is a embrace of this life form that we are, this life form embracing the life flow that is present here at the moment. Not people, not persons, not anything else. Not those things. Those are more projections of the personal mind. But actual real existence which is here. Then here is only freedom. Because that which was suffering had to suffer so much so that the one who does not suffer can wake up from it. No? But now that one is not here who is suffering, only life is, joy is, bliss is, flow is, and the being is. Being. You remember being. You are the being. Not only you are the life, you are the being. No? And all of it is more and more like it is discovered in the direction of immediacy, not in the direction of postponing. Immediacy means this moment. No? So do whatever you want to do it right now. Not the actions, I'm not talking about the actions, but in the sense of discovery of truth right now. Do that discovery right now. If this discovery cannot be done right now, this is discovery will be done by the ego mind, which is going to be basically useless. Ego mind cannot do something to be free from ego, no, or cannot result in the freedom from ego. You can, however, do something right now to be free from ego mind, that very model which is based in progress, slowly trying to reach somewhere. You are already truth. This is already truth, where you are trying to reach. So this is why it is called waking up. This is waking up. Like, hey, yeah, where I'm trying to reach really? I think this is good now. Thank you.
Thank you. It feels like for the first time I can take the back seat in the car and not be the driver, but still going to the same place, driving with, but just taking the back seat.
Very correct. Very correct. This is very important what you said in the second statement, that is still going in the same direction. This is very important. Otherwise, we try to stop the flow of our life, energies, and involvement with the flow of life. No, that's not. No, no. Involving, but just not as the doer, but as more a doing force. You are the doing force. We are the doing force and the being. All the body mind, all the layers. The body is not a doing and a doer. Body is only doing. Mind is not a thinker and a thinking. It is only thinking. Thinking ability, doing ability, feeling ability. No, like this. When it is fully lived, the being is revealed naturally as someone who is sitting on the back seat, no? And enjoying the view. Oh, how nice, you know. Wow, that's amazing. And the road is bumpy sometime, and it's all right. It is hitting the body mind, not you. If it is hitting you, it's a very good sign. No, it means there is something still need to be cleared up. No? Thank you. It's very. God bless you. Thank you. Diva, you want to say something?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
So I had a practical question, and it's to do with how you started the satsang, saying that basically we need to be at a place where you are already joyful, and satsang is more like that comes on top. Then that's how I understood, that you come from a place of joy, and when you come into satsang, that joy multiplies. So, and over the period of time, I have felt the effect of satsang transforming without me making any effort, much effort. But like what also I noticed in like a couple of days is that as the understanding and as the understanding becomes deeper and as the transformation becomes more stable, or there are stable understandings. The challenges seem to shake up more intensely. Like the challenges seem to be more intense, and like so. You said about heart breathing, that you do heart breathing, but like just in the last 2 days, I started to feel a lot of movement of energy, and so much so that um, there is quietness, but also there was a sense of disturbance, and the doer wanted to do a lot. So and as I came into satsang today, I carried that, like it just came along as a part of the day. And what you mentioned about joy, I was like, no, at the moment, that joy seems to be replaced by something. Like the joy in the practical life is like in a turbulent state. So how does one approach that when they come to satsang?
Um,
Like it,
do heart breathing, it will bring you to joy before coming to satsang. Because heart breathing is not really to stabilize anything anywhere. It is to bring us out of ego. Into the heart basically means out of ego. Whenever we are out of ego, we are joyful. It is possible that body mind is not really in a healthy state, harmonious state, no? It is possible. And they are producing, let's say, something like a physical, mental, emotional pain or disturbance. But still, joy can be experienced in our heart. These are two parallel things happening. It's not really that they are cancelling each other. But because we are somehow as if hypnotized, that as long as there is a disturbance in the body, as long as there is a disturbance in the mind, as long as there is a disturbance in the emotion, I cannot feel the joy of my being. That we don't try really enough. Any one of you tries heart breathing, you will immediately succeed. It's like this. So before coming to satsang, do heart breathing. You will come in joy. You will come to satsang in joy already. Now you will be in joy when coming to satsang. This is the way. We are, for quite some time, we will get connected again and again to that egoic model, and we will start doing progress. And we will not realize that that's not really the ultimate answer. You know, so many beings, so many seekers have spent many decades actually in this model of progress without realizing that actually it is not giving so much more. It's not giving much to me. No.
Rajee, what I don't understand or where I struggle is how can one separate the mind? Like, is there a harmony? Is there a truth that there is harmony between the heart, the mind, and the body?
There will be, but not immediately. Not immediately. There can be one day, but not immediately. But there is a harmony present in the heart within itself. There is a harmony present in the soul itself, always. In the mind, not immediately. It will take time. So if you are seeking for harmony, you know very clearly where to find it. Come in the heart. Harmony is always here. Harmony is actually nothing but a taste of oneness. Taste of oneness of the one being. No? This is what is harmony. What is disturbance, what is suffering, struggle and everything is being in the sense of a doer, a thinker, decision maker, a somebody, a separate self, and the whole life against that separate self, and feeling challenged and it's too much and I don't know how to do it. No? Joy is nothing but feeling that oneness, that connectedness with the wholeness again, and feeling that harmony. No? Like this.
which I noticed as I was, whatever situation arose, could see that doing was required. The doer was not so strong, or it wasn't the doer so much, but the doing is required just as what was needed of the moment for me. So, but what I noticed, Rajee, is that there is this turbulence that is felt on the mind-body level, which you just said, that even to Anna, that on the mind-body level, one feels the turbulence, and what I hear you say is, when this turbulence happens, heart breathing is the one that can harmonize all of it.
No, this is not what I'm saying.
Is that right?
No.
Okay.
I'm saying heart breathing
not
does not change
understanding that.
heart breathing does not change energies. It does not change our understandings or conditioning of the body mind energies. It only brings us out of ego into the heart. No? Just one single thing, heart breathing does, and which is a very big thing, by the way. For those of you who want to get out of ego, this is the method for it. Get out of ego mind. When you want to get out of ego mind, this is the way. This is what I mean. So troubles will still be there in the energies as they were before, but you will be joyful. Like let's say there is some sickness in the body and you are very weak also. Now you will not be weak, the sickness still will be there. Would you prefer this version? Because what we are calling the trouble of our life is not really the challenges, it is the strength that we lack. We don't have that strength to meet the challenges. And this strength is found in the heart. That's why those challenges somehow start, reducing. Like there was I don't know, a movie or something. Like there was a lion, lion trying to jump on somebody, and there's a magician. He just moves his wand, and then when that lion falls, like reaches to the ground, it turns into a puppy. Puppy, woof, 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 like this. He's doing, and like, hey, very cute. Yeah, everybody loves it. Before that, oh my God, like this. All these lines which we are struggling with in the energies, they turn into very cute puppies very soon as we come to the strength of our own being in the heart. So these are the choices, fundamental choices that we have to make. Let me struggle in the way of the person. If we are enjoying the struggle, I always feel that joy is okay. If we are enjoying the struggle, this is fine, no? Because I myself have enjoyed so much struggle in everything, no? It was like nice, let's use the strength. But when it becomes bitter stress, that's not good really. That means that we have less strength now. Now it's time to come in the heart and get the strength. No? This is what I'm saying. It's a different thing. I'm no promise of any change in the body, mind, energy or life through this heart breathing or anything actually, for that matter, which I share. Only promise is joy, continuous joy actually, if you attend your heart, your place of being, and self-knowing. Only these two. No? I hope that it's clear to you now.
Rajee, from what you just said about joy and struggle, what I will say is that the joy of being, just being, when it is felt in absence of any form of challenges, it's far more sweeter or far more rewarding also in life. So the joy of struggle is not there. But when moments of challenges come and when let's say, for example, I just am not able to get into the heart space, or I forget, there is forgetfulness. So, and this phase of transition where the person doesn't know how to function in the old way, and the disturbance in the energies is still there. So my feeling is that all I will need to do is just remember that we need, if we want to continue to feel the joy, or one will need to keep coming back to the place of joy through through the heart breathing. That's how I understand it. Because there
It
is
is
no
good.
joy in struggle anymore.
Yeah, it is good understanding, because the point is that the struggle that we are experiencing in life is not because of life. It is not because of life flow. That is the one of the most difficult thing to accept, that the struggle that we are experiencing in our life is not because of life flow. It is because of something else. Like as if something inside from inside us is adding poison to every experience that we are having, and also adding a lot of impulsiveness and aggressiveness and all those things. No, and that thing has to be removed from us, not from life. And the place of heart is that place where we start living the truth of who we are. The joy of our being is basically the taste of being also, or not. So we are living that being also, truth of who we are also, while not feeling disturbed, while feeling peaceful, if not joyful. And while that thing which is adding poison to everything is being removed also because of lack of charge. We are not giving charge to it anymore, no? Like this. So thank you, thank you. I think it's good.
Thank you, Raji. And I also wanted to wish you happy Mahashivratri in advance. It is tomorrow.
Tomorrow, same to you. Jai Bholenath.
Happy Mahashivratri to all, to all.
Ah, thank you, thank you. Maybe we can ask this question in a very simple, simplified version, a simplified way, in a very more simplified way, that who I am. Because what is happening is that we are continuously struggling. We are troubled in some way, mostly, when we have come to the spiritual path. No? That time we are trying to ask this question to remove our troubles, while we are remaining in the belief of the person who is troubled by those troubles. We are not really going to succeed in asking the question who I am, because our focus is on the troubles and solving them, not really asking who I am. You see? So that's why I'm proposing that can we have some free time in the whole day, where we sit quietly and try to not repair, but improve our understandings into more braided understandings rather than entangled like threads, and to question who actually I am, who is doing all of this. Like right now, we can also do it. While I talk, actually, I do also, by the way. So, like who I am actually, who is doing everything. Who I am, who is troubled. Am I like something made of some kind of, stone that when something hits, it can break? Am I made of some kind of ice that if fire comes, I will melt? Who or what I am, where I am? No? How exactly I get troubled? What is the trouble in a way? What happens when I feel troubled? What part of myself feels troubled? Is whole of myself get troubled? And we are going to actually start discovering that which is beyond the changes. Because there is something inside us which is beyond the changes. Changes meaning body, emotions, feelings, any other experiences together. All of that is the field of changes here inside, and there is something beyond it. We will start discovering that something. Like who I am really, who is doing all these spiritual practices, who is attending this satsang right now. And we are not asking this question for any particular purpose. Remember, self-discovery is not useful in the usual sense. And that's where we have to make a difference here. Because we are still thinking that it is useful in some way as a person, for me. No, it's not actually. It is ultimate attainment of life, but not useful as for a person. It is not useful for the person in the normal sense. No? It is useful for the soul that you are, who is living as the person, no? But not for your personal problems, personal life, personal, it's not for that. You see, it is for living the joy of being. It is for living the bliss. It is for living the truth of who we are. It is for attaining the highest possibilities of our life. It is for becoming the flower of the seed that we are of that. But it is not really useful in the normal sense of a person. Because the person is not found when we are awake, and nor its problems that it experiences. Something else is found here. The perfection of life, oneness of life also, harmony of life also. But that person which was trying to stop, which was not letting the harmony do its magic, is not found here now. Now the harmony can do the magic and is doing the magic. No? The oneness is doing the magic now. No? So this is that question, who I am. The most joyful question, most beautiful question really in existence for us. No? It is not a stressful thing. It is stressful only if we are doing it for a purpose, that I want to know who I am, so that. There is no so that. There is no so that. Let us cut off all the so that's from this question, who I am. Asking the question, who I am, only to know who I am. Even if it doesn't change anything in my life. No? You see? And then see the magic. You may not believe it, but still let me say, you are the joy that you are searching for. Then how, what you should do to experience it? You are the peace that you are searching for. Then in what posture, position you should sit to feel it? You are the bliss that you are, looking everywhere. What you should do to experience this bliss? Think about it right now. Just sitting, doing nothing. No. Now you can understand why it is so important. So that you can experience the joy that you are, the peace that you are, the bliss that you are. Which is the end of dependency on ego and its all cunningness and manipulations and everything and promises and all. Fear and greed both. Freedom from fear and greed both. So thank you. Very, very nice. Whenever anybody is ready, you can talk to me also now. Yeah, Ines, you can talk.
Hello, Rajee.
Hello, dear.
Very, very beautiful satsang. And initially I had raised my hand to check an understanding, but you've just given the answer so naturally, so beautifully. So
Very nice to see you here. You can understand now how immediate this whole thing is. It was never about tomorrow's. It was always about today's and this moment. No, isn't it? This can be a conversation. No?
it's just so happy to be here. And I felt so connected to the satsang, and you're sharing that um, about the different models and how it happens again. And then I also felt this whole thing only happens because I'm also giving energy to it. And then I was feeling there's a blind spot, so what to do about it? And then you said, ask this question.
This is a really one of the most powerful way to wake up, questioning this, living this question. Like this can be like our core question in a way, like core solution, let's say, core key for everything. Like whenever trouble, let's see who I am, who is troubled. Like attempting to like delaying, like let's stopping for 5, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute, not attempting to solve the problem immediately. Just like unless it is urgent, it's fine. But if we have a gap, who I am, that will already open up our consciousness. Like our consciousness will turn towards who we are, and we will feel that joy, that peacefulness, that bliss. And from here we can much better look at the whole thing. And in most cases, mind and its capacities are more than enough to handle it. It's like mind was saying, "I can do it well," and we were, "No, no, no, you cannot, you cannot, you cannot. Let me help you." Now we are saying, "I am very joyful. I am peaceful and living the truth of who I am." And then you see, oh, mind can actually do it well. Body can take care of it, no? Very basic things we learn, but in very hard ways. The basic things are, for example, I learned that, hey, like living the truth, we feel joy, we feel peace, we feel spaciousness, we feel happiness. Not living it causes confusions, struggles, and happinesses. Basic thing. Do you see? And in between these two is the question who I am. Whenever not clear where to go, ask the question who I am. And that will guide us to the right place. You see. This whole spiritual work, or you can say the exploration, is actually so simple, so immediate, so true. There is no actual confusion ever. Just don't add the confusion. We are actually adding the confusion continuously. Like trying to think hard basically is a way of adding confusion to something. No? There is no need to think hard in the direction of truth. But however, there is a need to see immediately, clearly. Immediately, also clearly, same thing. It's very good, no? Thank you, thank you. God bless you.
Very good. I also feel now, when those confusions come or that reconnection to ego model happens, you've given such abundance of tools and guidings that I can use depending on what is suitable in the moment. And
Oh, yes, yes.
thank you so much. It's
Thank
just feeling so happy.
I feel this. That's why I was very happy to talk to you also. That like whenever we are actually out of that ego state, we feel that joy. No, we just don't believe it. That's where I say that we should correct our understandings at that level. You see, either for example, I say do heart breathing, you will be out of ego mind into the heart, and you will feel the joy. No, we are not able to do it. Then correcting our understandings, like making them more managed in a way, like more resolved mind state, will help that, actually doing the heart breathing is very useful for me. Then we will do it again. No? It's like this. As I said, that there is a fun for the soul in living in that false state. No? There is a fun in the soul. That's why soul lives. No, but when there is no fun, then what is the point? Then getting out of it makes more sense or not? Sometimes it happened that we were in an office and we just suddenly something happened, like there was a storm in the area and we had to leave immediately, like we were supposed to live sit there in the office for a long time, and abruptly, like 6 hours before, we had to leave immediately, and we all were surprised, like what to do, where to go, because every day we used to work and a certain after, so that it gets mixed up inside us. You know what I mean? Like it becomes one with us. Like even the suffering becomes one with us. Like we feel something is missing. Oh my God, there is no weight. There is no weight. Oh my God, how I will do anything. We have become used to of even suffering, weight of ego, heaviness, and all of that. No? So the same, everyone is a soul, by the way. It's not that only me and you are a soul. No. So those souls which are living as the ego, believing in being ego too much, also are souls. No? While they can live their truth also, while solving their problems of life. Like I say, continue solving your problems exactly as you want to do everything. Just start living the truth of who you are also in addition. Is there anything wrong in this? There is nothing wrong in this, but we will not do it because that will cancel somehow in our, like that will not let ourselves feel that strength or reality of that ego. That's why, you know. To continue solving all the problems, just start living the truth of who you are also parallelly, and you will start feeling the joy of being also. But we mix things also. If I'm feeling the joy of my being, why I'm feeling disturbances? No, that's a different story. Wake up fully. No, this is the point. So things are very simple, but they are made very difficult somehow by us. Thank you. Very, very good that you can live this truth now. Very, very happy to meet you. This body mind and all the experiences of the body mind are actually not really as heavy. Now you can understand. Your own truth is so strong and true, is so true, They are not so true in comparison,
Actually, I've started to feel this also in the morning, first thing, before anything. I feel the joy, even if I'm tired, even if I'm feeling this or that, there's a joy, first thing. So good. And I still feel, a lot of mixing things happens and back and forth happens. There's a lot of, I'm not saying I've reached anywhere, but it's just become so joyful.
This is the touch of the truth actually. That the touch of the truth gives us this joy. Keep in touch with the truth. You will continue feeling joy. Doesn't matter what is going on in life. And that makes the whole thing very different now. You know, now you are more concerned about enjoying the joy than solving the problems, because you know that that's like a desert and this is like water. I don't want to go away from water, no? It's very good, very, very good. And those problems will be solved also. Because, see, either the problems are of the universe, meaning we are attempting to solve them incorrectly, meaning they are not our responsibilities, either that, so life will take care of them. Or if they are individual responsibilities, we will do them well also. Like, do you think that you can perform the individual activities better when you are not happy, when you are not joyful? Like, no, but in the ego state we believe like that. Like that. I don't know why, but we believe like that. No, then let me kind of solve this thing. There is a way, direct way to be joyful, but we don't want to be joyful. There is a way to remain joyful also, and we don't choose to be joyful also. You see what I mean? So this is what it means, that we need to choose truth also at some point. Very strange thing to say. We need to choose joy. My God. Oh, I have to choose joy. Every morning I wake up. Oh, again joyful. Oh my God. No struggle, no suffering, no old friends of, happiness and all. Like, all that. My God. Where is my happiness? No struggle to go in the life and trying to find happiness. No chasing butterflies. No? Yeah. We will have to choose truth. We will have to choose joy one day. No? But I want to tell you, like, because you are living this in this, I'm very happy and joyfully I'm just sharing. It's not like for you anything so much. It is such a relief, really, isn't it? Such a relief. Like, finally, there's something real in my life. Because really nothing is real in our life in comparison to this simple truth of our own, simple joy in our own heart. Thank you, thank you. I think it's good. Thank you.
Ji, I wanted to come forward and say thank you so much. Ji, I heard many participants said that I feel gratitude. I feel so much gratitude. And as a bad student maybe, I'm as a bad student maybe, I never felt that.
Okay.
Never felt that.
Bad
I didn't say, maybe said something, but I didn't felt. But today I felt like I want to say also, and I felt so much gratitude to you and to Satsang. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, thank you. It's nice. You are getting something maybe much deeper, let's say. Like, we all have our own standards, no? Like a standard, no? Like a certain way. That this, like self-knowing, nothing. Knowing that I am, all these are normal things. I have had them many times. No? Joy, no, I want bliss. No. So maybe because of those standards, you did not notice maybe certain things. and now suddenly today you got something beyond your expectations of the spiritual mind, that you feel, oh wow, this is something much more, no? Can be possible. And let me remind you, and everyone actually, that while every one of us is trying to reach somewhere and fix something, whatever it is, through the spiritual effort, we are this truth. Every one of us is this truth, all the time. When we will choose to live this is the point. I feel today many of us have chosen to live this truth today. That's why there's an effect of it also in a way, that there's a certain, intensity of this also in a way here, no? That can also help maybe. No? Yeah. So it's good. Thank you.
G feels like a shift. Like when you said that you to Anna, that just don't save yourself, don't, in that moment, and then you said stay now, and then don't save yourself. And that moment clicked. Somehow I saw that I'm again and again saving myself and not being present. So that clicked somehow. And it feels like I came that moment here. And that moment mind also was there, which we were discussing today, and saying there is no joy, nothing. And there was a moment when I was leaving it, but I said stay, and then something happened. And it started suddenly, and things opened. So I was watching myself, that so much quick, like mind comes and then say, okay, leave it, and you listen.
Actually, our mind is not really so strong. This is, in one sense, it's a more subtle thing than a strong thing. Subtle in the sense of it is very difficult for us to detect how it is deceiving us. In that way, it is strong, but not really strong in itself. But our decision to choose truth is very weak at the moment. That's why mind looks strong. Let's say you have chosen truth. Very simple thing. Chosen truth. Not chosen truth or nirvana, enlightenment or anything. Just simple truth. I want to live the truth of life, reality of life. Let's say you have chosen. Will you not live the truth of the mind also? Like, will the truth of mind disappear from it? No, you will live the truth of mind also, no? Then what's the big deal? But while living in the mind, while living everything through the mind, we don't live the reality. Neither the reality of the word nor reality of the mind. No? I think it is in Taoism, it is said that if we try to know ourselves through the mind, neither we will know ourselves nor the mind. If we try to know ourselves, if we know ourselves, we will know both. This is what. Knowing ourselves basically is the closest, like a closest access point for reality. Knowing the reality, truth. No? Then truth of other things inside us also will be known by us. This is the point. So I think it's good. Thank you.
Gee, there is a feeling to communicate, like to have this converse, but there is so much joy and peace there, like to be here. So I just wanted to bring it to you.
So it's fine. Enjoy this. Joy, yeah. Dharma, if you want to talk, you can talk.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good, because I'm walking on a street. Um, yeah, thank you so much for the satsang. Some of the days, um, everything just lands effortlessly. So today is one of those days. Everything is just landing, including the topic. And yeah, one thing you said earlier, that the real suffering is about not living the self, or something like that you said. And it kind of mixes with everything. So that somehow resonated with me a lot, because I have tried to inquire whenever I'm feeling like lonely or miserable or something, or this emptiness, but like negative sort of emptiness is there, and what's coming from. And I mean, I never could pinpoint what it was. But now when you said that, it immediately kind of struck me like, this is it. It's because of all these not lived moments and accumulated, mixed with everything and presenting itself as different things like loneliness or some kind of even life situation. There are some problems that don't need to be solved, and you are constantly trying to solve them, looking to find some joy, whereas the joy of living who you are is right there, but you're not doing it. And you create so many troubles for yourself out of nowhere, out of thin air. And this is it. Like, so yeah, it just struck me so much straight away, that all these things I was trying to inquire, why am I feeling like this? Why am I feeling like this? This is it. So yeah, thank you so much. I just wanted to speak with you anyway, and then you said this, so I had the topic to speak about.
Thank you, thank you. Very, very good. I'm very happy that you can see this, because it has to be really deeply seen, because otherwise we always have some hope that, like it is true that what we are experiencing is up to some degree real from the relative point of view of the individual experiencer, but the individual experiencer itself is not real.
Yes.
So that's why if we discover ourselves beyond it, all of that actually is found to be not true.
Yes.
It is really literally you, the experiencer, is kind of creating a play for yourself continuously. And based on what? Like, there is a belief that I am suffering, or I can and I will suffer, or there is no belief now in the soul. When there is no belief in the soul, there is a joy experienced by the soul within itself, for itself. And then what comes out of it is only a play, but joyful play now, this time. Like, it will compare that, hey, my nature is joy, why struggle has to be there? No? Like, struggle is fine, like challenges are fine, but why the outcome of anything has to be suffering? No, outcome of everything has to be joy now. No? And then the beginning of everything is joy, outcome of everything is joy, then the middle of everything has to be joy also. No? Like, this is what basically happens when we start living from the being. That things don't matter really. How they are flowing is not important. Like, you are in a way governing the flavor. You are, setting the mood, or in a way like this, always. This is what it means to living in our own being, living in our own state of being and joy. No? Very, very nice. Very nice to hear this. Thank you.
So yeah, I mean, if we are living in joy, I think life will become quite simple, because I can see that a lot of the activities are just invented out of this need of finding the joy and peace and love and these things which are naturally there, and we invent these activities. to find this. And while doing those activities, we are missing it. So life will become so simple. I can see this quite straight away, because really necessary things are really less. Actually, not many things are there necessary. So
How nice, how nice.
yeah, I'm very grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Very, very nice. And very correct. We are inventing continuously things. Like out of this restlessness, creating problems, then solving them, and because of that, not able to attend who we are and the joy of our being. Like this is that kind of a strange circle in which we are caught up. Where to stop? It is very surprising that we do experience the pain in the body. For example, physical body, we experience pain and pleasure, and it is for what body is made to experience pain and pleasure. But the actual core nature or the taste of the body is joy. Actually, neither pleasure nor pain. Actually, when we experience from the being, the body is tastes like joy, not like pain or pleasure. No? Meaning the pleasure also is joyful and pain is also joyful. In that way I'm saying. Little bit, not so much, like not that there is no pain, but like there is a taste of joy in the in the pain also, even, like that. Thoughts also made of the same material called being, and that's why they taste also joy. They are also, their taste is also joy. But if we taste the thought through thinking, obviously it's a very different word we are talking about. But the reality of everything is joy. Reality of everything is joy. Meaning the taste of everything is joy. When we taste the reality of anything. It's like this. So it's now never about what we are doing, where we are going. You see. Thank you. Very, very good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. How? Karuna, you want to say something?
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Karuna.
Hello, Rajee. Hello.
Hello.
There has been a long time. I feel I'm still in connection, maybe not as strong as before, but still in some connection with you. And right now I'm talking from a mental hospital, in fact. So it's an easy version of the hospital, but still it's a mental hospital. And I'm here because of the anxiety disorder. So this is my diagnosis right now, the anxiety disorder, they say. And I was looking a lot into this, into what brings this anxiety in me. And I realized it is a fear of losing control. Like before it started, when I already shared with you with the nerve, like the nerve problem was available, and as a protection mechanism of my psyche was to kind of to resist to it, like to push it away, something like that, like that. And then the nerve pain is right now not here, but the same reflex, the same impulse to push something away remained. So, and I feel it again and again and again, and I wake up in the morning already with this resistance and then kind of fear of losing control. So I guess it is not only the subject of the doctors here in the hospital, but it's also my subject with you, because this is spiritual. This is not only physiological. There is some physiology to it. So for this, I'm taking medication, but a lot. And yesterday I was talking to a psychotherapist. She said, like, you have to find a way to change your attitude to those symptoms, to those this anxiety, so that the anxiety doesn't go into the loop, like anxiety about anxiety and trying to push away something, trying to resist. Like even here at the hospital, they say I have to let go, you see. This is my first question, and maybe I go straight forward to the second one. And the second one is, when I try to practice by myself, first of all, the practice like heart breathing is not helping. So I don't feel connected to this at all. So I'm more like into just sitting. And this just sitting, I also realized that to bypass and to come straight to the self, I can only with you. And without you, I have to go through the stage of accepting things. So only if I accept everything deeply, like all my resistances and everything like that, all this pain, only then I can feel the space of myself, which is stable, which is not like shaky. Otherwise, if I try to kind of bypass or something, like sometimes I come to some joyful ground, but this ground is not stable at all. It's just 1 second is here and the next second is not here anymore. So, and I need this stable ground of joy. So in the last satsangs, you always speak about stable joy, something like that. You're always talking. And I feel this must be discovered. This is not something I can speculate about. This is not something I can just hope for. This is the only remedy which can save me. Like that. If you can share something with me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for the noises because I'm not alone.
That's fine. The joy is not really in the experience. Joy is in the experiencer. And when you are doing this just sitting, basically you are sitting in yourself. However, the habit is to engage with the experience. When I say experience, I mean every experience, all the experiences together, no? Like this. So that what has to be done is somehow the experiencer has to wake up to the truth that my nature is different than the experiences. First of all, that my nature is not changing and experiences are continuously changing. And secondly, the taste of myself is also different, fundamentally and radically different than any experiences. Because there are no experiences really which are comparable with the taste of being, and in that way, they are not comparable with the joy that we experience in the being. So in this way, it is a spiritual thing. Otherwise, this is definitely, as you said correctly, is something connected to medical and therapy, and which you are doing, what is necessary also. But I will always feel that when you are going through some treatment, you should always consult with your doctor, therapist, that is it all right to engage in this kind of satsang or anything, or meditation also, for that matter. And then if they feel that yes, it's going to help, then it's fine to go ahead like this. No? But I hope you understand that it's not about really that we have fear of losing control. It's about not knowing who we are. And that state has fear of losing control. It's like you are the river and not flowing because of fear of losing control. Because you believe that you are something else on the shore, a stone, a tree or something. As soon as you will wake up that I am the river, you will be very happy. Because you will not be losing control, you will be gaining control on your own, in your own nature, in your own being. So I don't suggest anybody to let go of something or surrender or something. I don't. No, I say we live the truth. We live the truth of who we are. So I hope this sharing will help you in some way. Thank you. Meera, you want to say something?
Hello, beloved.
Hello.
Thank you so much for bringing us together again. It's like we're here to meet you over and over again, to meet ourselves over and over again. Thank you.
Oh, same here.
Yeah.
literally same here.
Yeah. And I'm very happy now. I don't see him, but it's nice to see you, Karuna. I haven't seen you so long, so I'm just very happy. So I just wanted to say that.
Same here. I also felt very happy to see him again after a long time. Yeah.
And we touched so many points. I maybe would like to share one sentence. I sometimes write down when we reflect together, and I frame what I receive in my own words. And many times you hear when we say the way is the goal and not the goal is not the what we want to achieve, but we should enjoy the way. But what came actually right now when you shared was that the meaning of life is not the way, but the one who is walking it. And that completely touched me, because this is what I experience at the moment. Because the way, it's always changing. Also, my health does all kind of things. The nerve system at the moment is not regulated, so I have experienced physically pain, to get hurt and things. And of course, I go to the doctor, and you do everything what you're supposed to do. I take some Chinese medicine and things. But if I'm not there, the entire experience, even if I bring it into a balance, it feels a bit dead. And it's disappointing from you. Like we're gonna have on Tuesday next year, next week, Chinese New Year. I don't know if you know, but as a shift of energy where everyone feels it actually, because everyone is in some sort of trouble at the moment. Yeah, you want to say something?
No, this I don't know, but I know Chinese New Year, I know. But I don't know
Yeah.
the other thing that you said.
Yeah. So I feel that this is kind of everything what is happening right now, no matter how challenging it might be physically or emotionally, whatever, it's gonna change and pass. And I feel focusing just on that background of peace wherever I drive and go is the most essential for me. And yeah, I just bring this to you because I feel, I don't know, there's nothing else I can do than putting my heart into this. Like,
I feel that somehow that attitude also when like I see changes inside us, and that actually changes many things. No? Like the reward of self knowledge, reward of self realization is like countless and limitless. It is true, no? But the method of self realization is so simple. No? So self realization in itself is not a reward; it is knowledge. Self realization is not a reward; it is not a state; it is not an experience; it is knowledge. No? Which changes everything or which brings all the rewards afterward. No? But we have questioned in this spiritual journey different time. I found myself also looking into these kind of questions, that if we do try to realize who we are, try to get to that knowledge of who we are for the reward, are we going to succeed? Actually, chances are that no, we will not succeed. The reason is that whole of the self is required to know itself. Without any other region, without any rewards, the need of the reward is for the person, the false self, not for the self. It is not the self which needs the rewards. They still come all anyway, but it is not the self which needs the reward. It is the person which needs the reward. And in this whole process of spiritual awakening, slowly the self start sensing and knowing itself slowly. And that's where it start becoming the self in a way, or unbecoming the false self in a way. That's where it loses the interest in rewards, and it start becoming interested corely, mainly in knowing who I am. You see the point? That's what is the evolution in a way, or a growth also that happens in the spiritual, soul in a way. Like the spiritual being is somehow is able to see that that temporariness of things and futility of temporariness also. Like even the greatest experience of life, but it cannot be saved. Like, can we save anything? And I'm very simply asking a very fundamental question right now to every one of us. Can anything be saved from change, from time? Actually, anything in time cannot be saved from time. It will change. No? Even the greatest experiences, even the greatest discoveries also, they will just remain. There's only one discovery, which is discovery of who we are beyond time or beyond change. Only this one is saved. It cannot be lost. And this discovery is not something so deep somewhere. It is just a change, like a twist. It's just a change in our way of looking at things. That's why awakening is not really so much of a change in things. It is in change in the one who is looking at things. This is not the awakening of the perception or the perceived. It is the awakening of the perceiver, no? You see? It is not the changes in the experiences. It is the awakening in the experiencer. No? Just an example, maybe a little bit kind of a strong experience, strong, no? In this example, that trying to find where is the way to home, where is the way to home. and then discovering there is no home. Oh my God, there is no home. Is this fine? Actually, anybody who wants to wake up has to have this much courage to find out that actually there is no home. I am the home. This self is the home of its own. No? When this self rests, will rest in itself. This is what is peace, joy, bliss.
Rajee, I've had the luxury, I would say, of a lot of time and space to not relate, to be in my contemplation about this with me, and really marinate a lot. And there were phases, I would say the experience maybe was deeper, just because there was not so much engagement. I wouldn't say it's less now. It's more mature. Of course, it's involving and growing everything. And then I also don't feel to go to some mountain or something and sit there. It's just, it's not alive in my heart at all. Yeah, I just put this out because it feels almost like you have like chapters that you go through in this, and you learn something, and then it passes or something. And there seemed to be like a big chapter also for me. It was just to meet myself and everyone, like that light. Because literally there is a light. If you meet from your heart with them, they look at you as this light, and they love you also. And it's just, it's just there. And I feel it also is a reminder for me, to see and worship. And yeah, and also like lately I feel it's good to be aware, just you cannot take anyone with you at the end. Like, you know what I mean?
But where
Because
where you will take, meaning where you if you could take, where you would take, then I'm just wondering. Take means
yes.
when you leave the body.
No, more. I feel sometimes maybe the naivety, because you don't see really literally in the other being. Then you realize, actually they don't know themselves, no? And yeah, it's just because you are by yourself. It's not a sad thing or anything. Yeah, and you know what I mean now.
I see now. There was one very important point which Buddha highlighted in Diamond Sutras when Subhuti is talking to him and wanting that I want to be a bodhisattva and stay here. Like I don't want to go go beyond on the other shore, and want to stay on this shore to help people. He said that you should have very strong desire that I will help everyone, crossing the door of nirvana, and then only in the end, after everyone has gone in, I will go in the gate of nirvana. But also know very well that there are no souls to be liberated. There is no nirvana, there is no gate of nirvana. Yeah. So this is something I wanted to add here, because there is a place of being inside us from where everything is already one and complete and perfect. There is nobody bound, need to be liberated. There are no beings sleeping also from that point of view. From that point of view, there is only love or the being of life playing with itself. Anybody who says, I am something other than you, will be crushed by it, You see that? It's like this. So in this view, I want to add something very important here. Devotion. What is devotion in this view? Devotion is that everything is the play of the beloved, of one soul, one Lord, and I am the devotee of this Lord, like this. And you are saved actually. Like you are on the same side, You are not against the flow, against the Lord. I'm just sharing something which is very simple to experience when we are sitting in our being, but also very almost impossible to explain. But there was a very strong feeling to share, like a love, feeling of love inside, so I'm just sharing like this. A realized being does not see any other beings who are not realized yet. Realization of being in one form is actually realization of the one being, one self, for within itself actually. Ultimately, if not immediately, ultimately it is going to be a realization that I am that which is basically appearing as everything, or there is only one. This is the thing, which is not a nice thing for the beginning. That my God, I thought that awakening is something so great. Now it's like, yeah, what the big deal? Just a small part of the being is awake. Rest of the being is still, not interested in waking up. But this is where we feel love also, true love. Not because somebody is awake or somebody is listening, somebody is spiritual or non-spiritual. No, just because somebody is in front of you, that you feel love. For no reason. There's no reason now, Yeah?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No reason, no. I'm gonna listen to this a lot. What you just said, it's like it just melts down. Like, honey, it's so beautiful. uh, yeah, you said the it's all the manifestation of my beloved, and all the devotion, expressing the devotion, but it's the devotion of the beloved. I mean, this is the important thing.
It is, totally. It's a love story in which the beloved is appearing as the lover too. This is that love story in which the beloved is appearing as the lover too. And neither the lover is suffering nor the beloved. They are longing for each other. They are, the beloved and the lover are one actually. They are appearing as two. They are longing for each other. They are rejoicing in unity and then choosing to remain separate from each other, and then crying for each other, and then again enjoying the joy of being together. No, but they are never suffering. No. What is suffering is the false self actually. False self means that which does not exist is suffering. And if that which exists, I am, cares or attaches itself to that which does not exist, this I am will also suffer now. Because this I am is that lover of the Lord. No? Like this. So I think it's good. Thank you. Very nice. It's a good time. We can end this now. If somebody want to say quickly something, you can say. Otherwise, we will end now. Yeah, Mila.
Rajee, just don't want you to go. That's why I want to say something. It's not something quick, but if you really need to go, then I would just say it's very beautiful meeting, and I really enjoy each questions, and It was such a beautiful sharing, and I was able to leave everything. And it's very, very beautiful. And even this last statement which you just shared, it was very clear that this joy which I experience, it's not something which I am experiencing. It is it is me.
Yeah, it's something which I am, no? Which you are. Yeah. This is the thing. Now you cannot lose it, no? Now you cannot lose it. You may choose to kind of go out of yourself in a way, in the sense of not able to feel the joy of your being. But then take care, don't go out so much. Like learn to live body mind, function through the body mind while remaining in yourself. No? This is the key, no? And it is possible. It is very possible actually. It looks like not possible, but that's where the higher possibilities will open up. No? Our set way of mind is saying that no, you have to be a person in order to function in the practical life. However, actually soul want to challenge itself. Let's see. Do I really do I need to be the person? You know what I mean. It doesn't mean that we will be spiritual in the practical life. No, very practical in the practical life. You know, living the practical life as practical life, taking care of the physical body as the physical body, and then living the truth of who we are continuously. You know, like this. Then the circle is complete. No.
Yes, it is actually what I wanted to share with you today. But somehow I was listening and was not, how to say, I couldn't find the time to raise the hand because everything was so beautiful that some satsangs ago I heard from you that we can live the life totally. And I become very interested in this. And slowly, I started to ask you how to do this. And the last satsang you shared that I should be totally in the moment. It should be total and present of what I'm doing, without any expectation or old patterns or stickiness. And when I'm doing something, I have to be in this moment, not thinking of what next, of what I should do some other tasks or things. And I wanted to say that I can't say that 100% I succeed in this, but somehow I feel that I'm able to be total in what I'm doing. And it is true that when I'm fully present of what I'm doing, it becomes something different. As Miriam said, that this sense of oldness is not here, and the experience is become quite fresh and quite new, even on those things which you're doing continuously, daily.
How amazing! Thank you. That you are succeeding. No? How nice it is. No? Very, very beautiful. One thing that I wanted to add here, a magical thing, very small thing, but very practical, but very magical. Many years back, Prajot, who is here also right now, he said that I was not able to sleep whole night for one time, and I had to drop one friend to the airport, and I went with that friend also to the airport with a taxi, like to Mumbai or somewhere. And whole time I was so much more actually integrated and composed than before. I was able to function much better than before actually. Somehow before I used to be a little bit shaky or something, and I was so like, like this. This is just a glimpse of being present actually. So this is all misunderstanding that if I am present, how I will handle the practical life, how I will do anything. No, we do practical life things much better when we are present actually. But not the spiritual way of being present. Actual way of being present, which is what you are saying. You're not expecting anything, just being here. Not going anywhere, just being here. Even if I'm not getting anything, but I will remaining here. See, unless we see that we are not getting anything from that state of ego, where thoughts and feelings are there and we are rotating through them, we cannot actually appreciate this moment. And we cannot actually succeed in being in the present also. We are just trying to be in the present so that we can get what? And we are not clear get what we want to get. Because our thoughts and feelings are deciding what we want to get, what we want to do, what we don't want to do. We will have to be free from them. We will need to be free from ego, mind. And this simple thing, it is being in the present is not really what we expect. It doesn't give us what we need, what we want. No? The being in the present is not what we generally imagine it will be like this. No. It appears to be much more simple than that actually. And it doesn't really give us what we want also. But it gives us what we need. It gives us the opportunity, like a circumstance of life, and ability to meet it also. Like a perfect match. No? Where the energies are challenged beautifully in a very sweet way, and the growth happens in the energies in the body mind also, while the soul starts discovering the truth of who we are. The second bird is discovered here in the present moment. Second bird who is just not doing anything, just being, while the first bird is fully engaged in practical life, or life as such. You see? So very good direction, I think. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And also what I wanted to share, that I always heard from my mom or from some friends that especially women are very multitasks, and they're able to do this. But now I realize that I was doing this all of my life and I was not so successful in this, and I was not happy with this. And now I'm trying to go out of this, like to be monotask and do one by one. Only like this I like to do, and this is my choice now how I want to do. And I didn't success in this for so long. I just at the beginning, but I feel that I'm happy. At least I'm happy now, and at least I don't leave unfinished business. Like I'm doing everything total from the beginning to the end, and then I'm going to another task, which makes me already happy.
It's a very simple way of returning to the way of the being. At some point, what will happen is that you will cross this limitation of this individual doer, thinker. Like you will start functioning from the being actually. That time again, you will be doing the multitasking, but without being divided ever now. Like your doings will not define your state of being now anymore. No. As long as our doings or movement or activity is defining or affecting our state of being, then this approach of being total, present in the moment is much better really for the seekers. No? Of course, there will be a limit to multitasking from the point of view of the individual self. No? However, that which alone exists in every one of us as the self has no limit to it. No? Because it is right now talking in the form of me and listening and talking in the form of you, doing the multitasking, a real multitasking. No? Duality is a implementation of real multitasking by the oneself. No? And you will be able to come to that up to some degree at some point. You see what I'm saying? It's a real thing. I'm not really right now sharing some kind of poetic things. It's a literal thing that I'm talking about. No? Thank you. That's very, very good. Thank you. I think it's a very good time. We will end this meeting now. Thank you, everyone, for joining. May God always, always bless all of you. That source of life may always, always help all of you, guide you from inside. May we all always feel the love of the one source, the grace, the light of the one source, the presence of the one source inside us, in our life. May we come back to the love which is our own nature,